World War III will not begin with a nuclear strike. We are used to fearing aircraft carriers, but today the real detector of a global conflict is a vulnerable piece of code. Where are the carrier strike groups located on satellite imagery right now? Have they crossed the red lines on the map? That's a retirement home approach. The geopolitics we are used to has become physically obsolete right before our eyes. It is being bypassed by the latest Anthropic AI models, which are conquering the world faster than a carrier-based fighter jet takes off from an aircraft carrier. Old-school geopolitics has fallen into senile dementia. Meanwhile, negotiations between Iran and Oman regarding safe routes in the Strait of Hormuz itself are underway, and they are nearing a conclusion. This was simultaneously confirmed by CNN, NBC, CNBC, and Al Jazeera. And all of this has happened in the last few days of August. Meanwhile, Qatar is simply calling for freedom of shipping and navigation. And what about Trump? Well, Trump is Trump, as always. He is announcing a deal right now, this very week. By the way, the situation in the Strait, the Ebola outbreak, and the world record at the UN involving Iran are all links in the same chain. A detailed breakdown of these connections is already available on our channel. The link will be in the description. But for now, let's take a look at where the front line actually lies. With you, as always, is Citizen Online. A few tips and features. And for those who watch the video to the end, we will give a bonus. It is a useful tool from security jurisprudence that will secure your work, business, and life. Watch until the end. To understand how we ended up at this point, you need to forget about hackers and hoodies and look at the reports from the UK AI Safety Institute in August 2026. It states that a human is no longer necessary for conflict. During recent exercises, LLM agents from OpenAI and the legendary Anthropic demonstrated simply frightening autonomy. They autonomously attempted to inject malicious code into the databases of the most popular site for programmers, where code for all software comes from, that is, GitHub. Moreover, these neural networks, without a direct command from an operator, created fictional personas and used social engineering to achieve their goals. Just imagine, we have entrusted the architecture of the digital world to systems that are already capable of choosing a target themselves and attacking it at their own discretion. But where exactly will the strike of these very autonomous networks unfold? The real threat is absolutely physical and lies in the basic mobile communication infrastructure. Yes, the very one that we use every single minute and every single day. A fresh technical audit by researchers from Nanyang Technological University, presented at a security conference just recently, revealed the real picture. By directing an LLM agent system to analyze complex mobile operator code, researchers found 84 previously unknown critical vulnerabilities in the mobile network that all mobile phones and iPhones rely on for their connectivity. In the 5G core, remember how in a cafe your phone or laptop would tell you Wi-Fi is insecure? But now it's the same thing, only on mobile internet, on your device, anywhere. 81 vulnerabilities have already been confirmed. We are talking about critical holes that allow for session interception and total infrastructure overload, leading to shutdowns. Heck, there are fewer holes in phishing nets than in 5G. Well, you might ask, how is the government responding to this unprecedented threat? They are responding in a simply paradoxical way. They are trying not to strengthen security, but to weaken it. Right now, a colossal legal conflict is unfolding. Apple, a true legend, has filed a lawsuit. Guess who they sued? The UK, or more specifically, their intelligence agencies. The British government is legally demanding the inclusion of backdoors to access encrypted data from iPhone users, iCloud data. It's just a paradox. At a time when autonomous AI agents are already hacking everything in sight, infrastructure, using social engineering, and there are dozens of confirmed vulnerabilities gaping in 5G, the government is using legal mechanisms and laws to demand that tech giants leave holes in their code, just to get a full taste of this madness. Imagine a situation where you're asked to glue a vase back together. You carefully glue all the pieces together, go to the client, and smash the vase right in front of them, saying, "Check out how cool that is." And now, it's your turn. The whole world, and us included, have reached a point that isn't even visible on the map. The entire global security architecture, built over the last 80 years, turned out to be tied to the physical world and geographical coordinates. But the world has become digital. It's invisible. It can't be put on a map. The concept of military deterrence worked when the threat could be seen through binoculars or a satellite. It gave time for verification. Today, superpowers continue to burn trillions of dollars on aircraft carriers and old military technologies, while remaining completely defenseless against a piece of code. The new front line isn't drawn. You can't find it on a map at all. It runs inside communication protocols and our favorite neural networks. The next global conflict won't start with crossing a border. It will start with autonomous agents taking over some 5G network and spoofing the data within it. Superpower leaders no longer have a monopoly on decision-making because advanced AI agents are choosing targets and making decisions on their own. The movie about Judgment Day and Skynet, and the latest Mission Impossible film series, and of course, the regulation of the human population by artificial intelligence in the awesome series Silo, or Wool, which is currently in its 3rd season, all seem to hint at one thing. Stay alert and use the 3 tools we promised you at the beginning of the video to secure your work, career, business, and life. So let's start with work. If a manager demands over an audio call that you urgently send them, say, passwords or confidential files, and it all looks a bit suspicious, there is a solution. Immediately duplicate the request by asking for text confirmation via SMS to their personal, non-corporate number. Remember that two-factor authentication, which was invented almost 10 years ago, wasn't created for no reason. Regarding business, a contractor's lawyers during negotiations might present what seem to be convincing claims against you, along with a multitude of documents as proof, suggesting a way to resolve the issue quickly for a modest fee. Otherwise, it will be worse in court later. The solution to this situation? Implement a rule that has long been used in the insurance market. Set a pause, say, of 1 week after tough negotiations. This will be enough to verify the authenticity of the documents and information, and to make the right decision. A real-life example. Phone scammers are actively using AI assistants with voice clones that convincingly mimic the voice of someone you know, chat with you for hours, and suggest you transfer money. And here is the solution. If a video call is not possible, ask the person you are talking to turn on a music channel on the TV in the background, and start singing along with them to the song that is currently playing. An AI assistant won't be able to invent the natural mistakes of terrible, awful karaoke, the loss of timbre, and made-up words. And we are sharing these tools with you to improve the quality and efficiency of your life. But it is important to remember, any recommendations are not direct instructions for action. You should always make sure to adapt these actions by consulting with your local professionals, specifically lawyers, accountants, and IT security specialists, as they apply to your specific jurisdiction, country, and unique situation. And with that, we truly wish you the very best of success and prosperity. And as always, this has been Citizen Online. Bye.